Greetings and salutations. This is Abstract Tiger Productions. I'm Drew.
I'm Chris.
And we are...
doing Bad Batch. That's what we're doing. As we said, Bad Batch. Yay. Last week on Bad Batch, we had big giant bugs. Lots and lots of giant bugs.
Lots of giant bugs. Big.
Yes. And we had some guy trying to basically muscle his way into Sid's parlor.
Roland Durand,
and he had to deal with the Pikes with some spice.
Yep.
Of course, you can't just have, the spice deal went fine because then the episode would be over in 5 minutes. So, to get Sid's parlor back for her, they were kind of pushed into stealing the spice, and then stuff went wrong in underground tunnels where the bugs were, and they dropped the spice. The Pikes showed up, wanted to go get the spice.
Yep. And
the biggest thing that I took away is Tech made a sun bomb, essentially.
Tech made a sun bomb, and Wrecker cannot do stealth.
No, that's...
Wrecker just no. It's not a thing.
No.
But yeah, I was looking at the design. Subsequent rewatching after the episode aired, and I was looking at and they're like half moth, half bat is the way that they looked. But with multiple wings, almost like dragonflies. The design of them was what I thought was interesting.
I am Mothbat. Sorry. That's immediately where my mind went.
There's a Mothman and there's a Batman.
I am Mothbat. I'm half bat, half moth. Alright.
Found in the mines of West Virginia.
Oh boy.
So you'll get that
Mantle.
reference. Oh, I was making a Fallout reference. Okay.
That is a game series I have not partook of. Anyways.
I like the numerical ones. I'm not a huge fan of New Vegas. Don't come after me. But
a lot of people like that one.
The gameplay's different for me.
Anyways.
This isn't a video game channel. We're talking about Star Wars.
Yeah, well, we can have video game stuffs, but that's later. Not here. Not this episode. Unless it's Star Wars related, like Fallen Order.
Yes. That really needs a sequel.
Speaking of which, this is something that I learned whenever the developers of Fallen Order was making the game.
Right.
You know how the Inquisitors in season 2 finale, they did the stupid helicopter lightsaber thing.
Yes.
The designers of the game hated that so much they intentionally not put that in the game.
Oh, with the second sister and the brother?
Ninth, whatever they are. But
yeah. I completely forgot because I think it's the fifth brother that does that.
They all do in that little tube thing, except for the eighth brother, seventh sister, and the fifth brother. They all three do that stupid helicopter deflagy thing with the lightsabers.
Yeah,
I disliked that. Everything else about that arc, those two, the finale was fantastic. Maul trying to pass himself as an old hermit.
Yeah.
Anyways,
and then they tried to make it such a huge reveal. You can call me Maul. Like just
call me an old master.
We knew. We saw your horns and we could see your face under the hood. Why is this? Anyways.
Well, I guess it's for those people who did not watch Clone Wars, but this started with Rebels. Like, who's this guy?
Oh, so they're the ones that think he actually died.
Well, yes. The ones who thought he died.
Like my dad. My dad's like, wait, he's back? How? I got this phone call at 1 o'clock in the morning. I kid you not. My dad called me and was like, How is Maul alive? And I was like, watch Clone Wars. Just watch Clone Wars. because he skipped over to Rebels like I did, and then went back to Clone Wars. So I felt the same way, but I knew that Maul was going to be in it.
Yeah.
So,
alrighty. That was another side tangent that went.
It was still Star Wars related,
still
at least.
Yeah, it was a side tangent. You know, it was still adjacent. I don't.
And the only other thing I have is they made a point, and I mentioned this in our last episode. They made a point to say his mother's name repeatedly.
Right, and like I had mentioned, it could just be something that's just from like one of the comic series or something like that. You know, it's just, or it could just be driving the point. You know, it's like if we say the name, they know they're important, so it's not just some random, no name like gangster group or whatever.
Right. No.
Anyways, I don't think there's much else to really say. It was a very self-contained episode again.
Incredibly. I have 2 notes. Roland Durand and Issa Durand.
I don't even have that. I have
Sunbomb.
Sunbomb and Bugs. That's it.
I didn't even have bugs. I just had people's names.
Yeah. And they said the name of the thing, but I never wrote down what the names of the bugs were. But it began with an E. But
yeah, I don't know.
Oh well. Well, let's get into this week's episode, shall we? Badly Batch. War Mantle. Oh. Where are we? This is a forest planet of some sort. Uh-oh. We have a runaway.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, what are those?
And that is not one of the Bad Batchers' uniforms.
No, it's not. It's a reg.
Yeah.
Oh!
Someone got their legs stomped.
I did. I never thought of it working that way. I thought it was pretty much all or nothing. Like
yeah, that's what I've always seen.
Oh, she's still trying to fix Gunky.
Yeah.
Being hailed. It's Rex.
Rex.
Sorry to cut right to it, but I could use your help. What do you need, Captain? I received a distress signal from a clone trooper, but I'm a bit tied up at the moment to retrieve him. You want us to recover a reg? He's an old friend, and he's in trouble.
Ooh.
I need you to get him out. You can't talk right now. Sending you a signal. I'll be in touch.
Uh-oh.
Are we about to see
What was that about?
Eagle Wolf Gregor?
The distress signal sent by CC-5576 is originating from Dara, a terrestrial planet in the Outer Rim, with no known settlements or installations.
Rex wouldn't ask us for help if it wasn't urgent. Echo's got a point.
May I remind you that we are in the middle of a job for Sid. If we deviate, we will not be compensated. No money means no food.
Oh yeah, Tech's got a point.
Wrecker playing both sides.
No, Omega gets a point.
Oh, the kid's got a point.
Okay, Wrecker's playing all the sides.
We'll still be soldiers, won't we?
Of course. That is what you were made for.
Interesting.
Very.
The Empire has canceled all of our contracts.
Surely we will find other clients who value our scientific advancements.
The Empire is not like the Republic. We have empowered them to our own detriment.
Yes, you have.
I fear they will destroy us rather than allow this operation to continue.
It looks like Canada, where they filmed Stargate SG-1, the outdoor scenes.
You're not wrong.
Signal coming from that direction.
So, where's this rig?
Come on, Rambo. Use your tracking skills.
We're already too late. The clone was being hunted. He was dragged that way.
Well, I guess it's good that Wrecker didn't go with him because he would have hated climbing that.
Right. And this also seems to be somewhat stealthy.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh. What is...
I'm cloaking a couple of commandos, squads of clone troopers. And they've updated their armor. But what about the mission?
We do not know for certain if CC-5576 is even in there. Or if he is still alive.
We'd be going in blind without any reinforcements. You did that on Skeko Minor when you rescued me. I'd still be trapped in that place if you hadn't. If there's a chance that trooper's being held against his will, we have to try to get him out.
Yeah, the armor looks more close to the standard stormtrooper armor.
Yep.
Just a little bit.
I'm guessing this is first gen.
Yeah.
The transition.
Yeah. And the music is more like episode 4-esque.
Yeah.
Commandos and 1,000 TK troopers.
TK Trooper. I'm not familiar with that designation.
TK.
Almost got it.
TK, that's the stormtrooper designation.
Yep.
That's Captain Trader.
I don't...
Subordinate plebe.
Okay.
Are you CC-5576? That depends. Who's asking? Rex sent us. In that case, the name's Gregor.
Gregor!
Now let's move out.
I just... Yeah, as soon as he gave that weird chuckle.
Yeah.
Armor like that. I take it you're CCs, like me. CT-99s. Defective clones. If you ask me, it's the ones who want to stay here who are really defective. What was your assignment? I was an instructor. What's going on, Tech?
I keyed a code 16 to redirect their forces. I don't know what happened.
Clone codes don't work here. You just triggered a security alert.
Oops. Oh, jeez.
These are not clone troopers.
That's what I've been trying to tell you. These are our replacements, if you can believe that.
So they've started already.
I thought you said you trained these guys. I didn't teach them everything. That wouldn't be very smart, would it?
No, we're not.
These recruits come from all over the galaxy. Swear loyalty to the Empire.
Okay, so
They're
they're...
not as skilled, but there's an endless supply of them. Numbers out everything.
Oh, jeez.
I'm preparing. I'm charging up before I charge in.
We should have told you by now. What if something went wrong?
I'm sure they got everything under control.
Really? Yeah, this looks very under control.
For the Bad Batch, yeah.
Don't worry about me. This is nothing. I got blown up once and survived. I can survive this.
That's not subtle sounding. Oh well.
I was sent here with other commandos. And quickly realized I wanted out. It turns out the Empire doesn't take too kindly to desertion. No
Well.
kidding.
Oh!
Ooh, glad we're not going that way.
We are on approach. I can't hold it.
That is sufficient. I'll take it from here. Wrecker, get on the
Aw.
tail gun.
Missed opportunity for a bit.
Shields are down. We're losing power.
Funky, we need you.
Uplifting
We
music?
finally see a gonk droid in use. They're not just standing around gonking all the time.
Right?
Yay! Oh! Oh!
Ow.
That did nothing.
Get the ship out of here. I'll find another way back.
Negative. The odds of escape are not in your favor.
No! Turn around! We have to go back for him! Hunter, tell them to come back! Order them to come back!
Sorry, kid. I can't do that.
I am disappointed, Prime Minister. You promised the Empire your full cooperation.
That is what I have given.
Your chief scientist was gathering medical personnel to flee Camino.
This is most surprising. I will ensure a proper punishment.
While I never found your clone troopers to be overly impressive, I do believe you will be of great service to the Empire. A scientist I have use for. A politician I do not. I'm afraid your services are no longer needed.
Oh. Oh, jeez.
I figured you'd show up.
Crosshair.
Yup.
I was hoping for the whole squad, but you do.
Ah.
Wow.
Oh boy. Okay. Wow.
That one was not self-contained.
No, this is definitely not self-contained. This is definitely going to be continuing.
So does that mean it's going to be a 3-part finale?
I think so. Wow. Okay.
We got Gregor.
Yeah, we got Gregor.
Finally. I've been asking since, like, episode 1. I was really hoping that we'd meet Gregor and Wolf at some point this season.
And he started that with that little off-kilter chuckle.
Yep.
So whatever the explosion that happened whenever he was on that weird desert planet, yeah, it's beginning to take effect.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was apparently Daros, I think the planet was.
Daros. It was
something
text
like
saying
that,
it,
yeah.
so there's no telling if it was
Yeah.
right.
Apparently is a school for training the new replacements for the clone troopers.
Yeah, it was a secret underground.
Yeah, well,
Imperial
inside of
Academy.
a mountain.
Yeah, but it was one of the Imperial Academy
yeah.
locations. To train TK troopers.
Yes. Which we know a lot, from like episode 1 or 4 rather.
Yeah.
TK421, why aren't you at your post?
Yeah.
That's what the stormtrooper designation is TK. So what is that? Wonder. So CC,
Mm-hmm.
and then
It's Clone Commando.
Clone Commando. Okay, so
CT is
CT
Clone Trooper.
Clone Trooper. Now Fives, he was a CT 5555.
Yep.
So I guess whenever he became an ARC Trooper, his his prefix designation didn't change, or I guess it's just that's what your designation is, and if you move up, that's fine.
Yeah, I don't think that it has
Okay.
anything to do with your rank. I think it's your designation code underneath the Kaminoan cycle, which is
Okay.
why Heavy had his own name, Fives got his own name, Echo got his own name. They didn't want to go by their designations.
Right.
They
Okay.
chose names. So the fact that Gregor actually has a name
Yeah.
is interesting to me because
yeah.
they made it seem like it's
He had a
weird.
Name. Well, yeah. I mean, he had a name before in Clone Wars.
No,
whenever that. For those of you who have watched Clone Wars, you know, or the one with the droid squad with Reber Gaston.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was just saying in that one episode where it introduced Heavy and everybody, they made it seem weird when they take on regular names or nicknames.
I can see that probably because it was closer to the beginning of the war.
Oh, okay.
And it wasn't something that was, I guess, as widespread just yet. Or at least those who are still at the training facilities on Camino.
Okay.
Maybe once they're out in the field and they'll realize, oh, hey, other people, they're not going by their numerical designation,
right?
And they're going by these other names, and they're even like, decorating their uniforms or getting tattoos and such and such, and I can do that too. So I can sort of see it being a little weird for those who are just graduating or whatever, to a certain degree.
And that's one of the reasons. Oh, sorry.
Anyways, I was going to just kind of quickly mention that, but I think as the war went on, even those back on Camino, it was more and more common,
right?
Because they hear about these great war heroes, they're out there, they are going by that, so they automatically, okay, as soon as I'm old enough, I'm going to give myself a name, So, anyways, what was you going to say?
I was going to say, and the fact that Rex did it probably influenced a lot. If Rex and Cody, the two highest ranking clones at that time, did it, then that's probably one of the influences as to why more people did it. Because when they talk to each other, they say trooper, unless they have a name.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I was going to say about that.
Or depending on whether it's like downtime or in the thick of combat. I mean, depending on what's going on. Okay. The Empire has already started conscripting, but the way Gregor mentioned it, it's not that they're having to force people to do it. It's all like volunteer or.
Yeah, but he did also say, and I had to think about what he said because he said it so fast with his accent. He said it might be because they're scared.
Maybe.
I believe is the line he said right after that. He said they come from all over the galaxy, and they're showing their loyalty to the Empire. It's probably because they're scared, and then he kept on going. But he said it so fast, I didn't catch it until after he said it.
Maybe. Yeah, I'd have to rewatch it. Eventually, I will rewatch it whenever I edit this. But
I'll probably go home and rewatch it.
They have a lot of numbers. A lot of people volunteering. I'm sure a lot of them are because they feel the Empire is going to be better than the Republic. Others maybe running scared or whatever, had no other place to go. Now, we didn't actually see it, and I was listening. Lamasu dead.
I didn't hear the blaster fire.
I didn't hear the blaster fire. They cut.
But the blast door shut. And so
who knows how
Lamasu killed ?
Yeah, I was Lamasu dead ? Is what I put. And now we don't know how soundproof those doors are.
Right.
They could easily. I was expecting Lamasu maybe dying, but I did not anticipate like this. This is not how I saw him going out. I thought it was going to be something related to maybe like Nala Se doing it herself.
Right.
But apparently not. Now she's
conscripted.
Yeah, conscripted into the Empire, and now that is a tie for those of you who have watched Mandalorian. Dr. Pershing has the Kaminoan symbol on his uniform in that. I bet you he was, long ways down the road whatever division they created with. And I bet you they're going to probably take Nala Se and stick her on the probably the Dark Trooper project.
Okay.
That's a possibility, because by the time we see the Dark Troopers in Mandalorian, they're in Phase 3, which Dr. Pershing says there is no biological component anymore.
Right.
So at some point, the Dark Trooper was like either like a cyborg of some sort, or you know.
Yep.
Goodness.
I wouldn't be surprised if they took volunteer TK troopers, kind of like the ARC troopers got promoted from regular clone troopers to be essentially special forces.
Right.
They take special volunteers and we're like, we're going to put you in this cybernetic suit. Do you volunteer? And then the ones that say no, they get it done anyway.
Yeah. Now,
that'd be an interesting tie-in for a season 2 of Bad Batch.
Maybe.
Is the
now
creation of
could we see maybe the splinter off of that? The creation of the Death Troopers. I mean, that's a logical. You got a two-pronged thing. You have, or is it pretty much the Death Troopers or the troopers that?
I think that's Crosshair's personal squad. Are the ones that become Death Troopers. Personally.
Possible.
Because their not costumes. Their uniforms, armor, is already like similar. Because they mirrored their
it's possible.
uniforms after
it
his.
just depends on how the story unfolds.
Right.
Yeah, I could definitely see that Crosshair willingly training other people. Depending on what happens in subsequent episodes, we got 2 left, which a lot can happen in that time period.
I'm wondering, are we going to get any additional Bad Batchers? Only because Clone Force 99 is only 4 people technically.
Yes, technically, yes.
Because
3 plus Echo.
Yep, and then Crosshair is no longer.
Is not really part of it anymore.
But after the Bad Batch was created, they kept making clones. I'm sure there's more defective clones out there that could be added to Clone Force 99.
I don't know.
And so I'm wondering if there's going to be a way for them to replenish their forces.
Maybe, I don't think so. Based on what Omega has said and what Nala Se has said, there was only the 4 that was actually cultivated because of their defects that were desirable. Omega, of course, is being different, being that she's a direct, unaltered clone of Jango. Man, Omega was on the verge of tears there at the end. Basically, her dad, essentially, but he's
she calls him brother.
Yeah, brother, because that's what they genetically are. But he basically sacrificed himself so the rest of them can get away.
Yep.
And now he's
with Crosshair.
With Crosshair, I wonder. I mean, since what they're going to do. I mean, they can't really reprogram him because his chip is out of his head. The only thing they can really do is just torture him for information, really. That's about it.
What information does he have?
I mean,
Sid's location. That's it.
Which I think that might be what the thing is, or where, which is the same spot as where the Bad Batch have been staying.
Oh well, yeah, absolutely.
So,
I was talking about actually sensitive information.
Well, I mean,
every time Rex comes in,
the only information that Crosshair's interested in is where's the rest of the team. That's all he cares about and whatnot. So he can start with Hunter.
Yeah.
But the last thing I've got is a gonk droid as actually being used
Yeah, I got that
for
too.
what it's supposed to be used for, as a battery. It didn't last very long because, well, the ship getting shot at.
Yeah, he got shorted out.
Yeah. But, wow. What, that was an intense, episode there. Very pretty planet.
Oh, very much so.
It does remind me of, like, the Northwest. You know, a lot with, like, the pines and stuff like that.
I feel like
or
I've
the-
been on that planet before in one of the video games. I'm thinking
Battlefront, which the OG or the remake OG? You know, I mean, I don't know per se. I didn't play the original ones. The only one that I played was the two new ones that EA put out.
Yeah.
But,
I think 2. But I can't remember.
The only thing that I kind of sort of equated that is like there is a walker, either attack or defense, depending on what side you're on, on Endor, and it has that sort of aesthetic to it. In Battlefront 2. But I don't know.
I don't know.
Like I said in the reaction, it looked like Canada, where they filmed a lot of the external shots of external scenes for Stargate SG-1.
And you're not wrong. Not at all. Like,
no.
That's actually a really good way to put it.
Yeah. Yeah, we're from Space Canada, eh?
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
On that note,
let's end this before things get really out of control. All right, guys. I think that's going to wrap it up for this week. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you do not. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Do not miss a single episode. Even though we have 2 left now. But still, yeah, it's getting down to the wire. And, I'm very interested to see where this goes. Until then, be sure to also check out our Patreon down in the description below. We have a poll down there where you can vote on how you think the season's going to wrap up in terms of... feel, not necessarily like any specifics. For example, there's the Rogue One ending, which everybody dies, and then there is the
A New Hope.
The New Hope ending, where it's all happy, joy, you know, rainbows, sunshines, and bunny wabbits. Wabbit season.
Duck season.
Duck season. And there's a few other, things there on there. So be sure to check that out. Until then, bye-bye and be blessed.